Hi, I'm Dave, founder of Halloween Year Round. I'm joined with my lovely wife, Jess.
Hello.
And we're here for a very special Valentine's Day episode, whatever you want to call it. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day to all my girls out there.
What's Galentine's Day? Oh, it's only the best day of the year.
Hey,
that
girls.
was yesterday.
Oh.
Sorry, you missed it.
Well, whatever.
So, Valentine's Day, very special holiday. Great holiday to eliminate your enemies by pretending to be police officers and shooting them in the back, like Al Capone did in 1929. Perfect day to execute Saint Valentine, which is why we even celebrate the day.
Death. That looks that way. Very well. Death.
And are there any other facts I knew about that would ruin Valentine's Day? Like how the symbol for a heart has nothing to do with a heart, but is actually meant to be reminiscent of a woman bent over looking at her butt. Mm-hmm. Once you hear that, you'll never unsee it looking at a heart symbol again.
It's also Ash Wednesday.
It's also Ash Wednesday.
If you're religious.
If you're religious. A lot of horror fans were raised Catholic. There's a funny correlation there.
You might be looking at Ash Wednesday today.
Also known as Thanos on your forehead day. Sorry, is that going to get us canceled? Maybe. We're actually here to talk about a very romantic horror movie that just came out. It's in theaters right now. You should definitely check it out. Lisa Frankenstein.
Yes.
But real quick, before we get to the main part of the video and review it, did you know Halloween Year Round has a Patreon?
It does.
It does. There's a link in the description. It's a great way to support the channel. And if you are a member, one of the perks you get is listening to a monthly commentary that Jess and I record, just bickering and arguing and me talking and her making fun of me. And who doesn't want that? The patrons get to choose what the movie is, so definitely check that out. And let's talk about Lisa Frankenstein.
I could get the clink for life or the electric chair, but I don't want to die a virgin.
We are getting into major spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie yet, even though we just told you to see it, pause this, go see it, then come back here and go see it, because it's a great movie, and it didn't really do very well in the opening weekend of the box office.
Yeah, so
but that's why we're doing this.
It probably won't be in the theaters for too long.
Don't say that. It probably won't. So, Lisa Frankenstein.
The truth hurts sometimes.
This is a movie I've been excited about ever since I heard it was coming out. Number one, it's Diablo Cody writing it. Same screenwriter as Juno and the criminally underrated Jennifer's Body. Sorry, that's just our cat sneezing in the background. You okay, buddy? Are you allergic to underrated horror movies that aren't appreciated until years after they come out, like Jennifer's Body was, and like Lisa Frankenstein will be? So, anyways, you've got Diablo Cody writing, and you've got Zelda Williams, daughter of Robin Williams, directing, who she had come from a music video background. This is her first feature film, and you really see that music video influence in it in a good way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what she said.
I really liked it. I thought it was the perfect combination of romance, horror, and a sprinkle of a little bit of thriller.
There's dismemberment. There's that scene, if you know what we're talking about. And if you've seen it, you know what we mean.
Chop!
Yeah.
Chop!
So it has that. But it's also really, really heartfelt. Like more than, even I think more so than Jennifer's Body was, in that it's, you have this girl, Lisa, she's kind of a weird, awkward loner. It's set in the 1980s, and it's like, it feels more genuine 80s than, say, something like Stranger Things that just kind of crams references down your throat. This movie, hey buddy, I guess he wants to join us. So, hi everyone, meet Gandalf. He's the official pet, the official mascot of Halloween Year Round.
I know he's not all black, but he's still a cutie.
I named him Gandalf because he's gray. So, really, really dig kind of the tone and the vibe. You start off with Lisa. She's weird. She's awkward. Her mom was brutally murdered like 2 years earlier. And she's got this like evil stepmother that would, make Cinderella be like, oh, I don't have it that bad. Played by Carla Gugino. She's been doing a lot of the Mike Flanagan horror movies lately, and huge fan of hers ever since Spy Kids. And she's a little, would you say the stepmother was over the top in it a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like it works for this story. So then you have Lisa, played by Katherine Newton, of course, who's, Ant-Man's daughter now in the Ant-Man movies. But great horror credentials because she was in Paranormal Activity 4 and Freaky. And I kind of related to her as this weird, misunderstood person.
Definitely.
She actually reminded me a little bit of you.
Yeah, I'm definitely that weird, misunderstood person. I'm sorry I got distracted by the cat.
And I love you for it.
Yeah, like, we're like the family of weirdos, but honestly, it's a good thing.
We celebrate it. So that's why I felt such sympathy for Lisa, because it's like, ooh, you're going to high school in the 80s and you're like this, like, that's like the worst place to be. They're judgmental. I will give credit, though, her sister, Taffy, her stepsister, very easily could have been like a one-dimensional, like, evil stepsister, but
she was more than that.
She genuinely tries to help Lisa. She
cares.
She does. But, the only person Lisa seems to relate to is this dead guy. Frankenstein. That's the title. Played by Cole Sprouse, who I always remember as the kid from Big Daddy. And I know he was on, what was it, Sweet Life of Zack?
No, not Big Daddy. I mean, yeah, he's in that too, but, like, more importantly, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Big Daddy is more important than Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
We grew up at different times.
We did.
We only have 5 years of age gap, but, like, somehow...
It feels like
it could be a couple decades.
Yeah. Not as much as Lisa and her boyfriend, her dead boyfriend, who was, like, at least 100 or so years earlier, based on his... Edgar Allan Poe looking suit.
Yeah. But he helped her. He helped her a lot.
He did. And I'm going to get to that. One of the first things that kind of surprised me, though, I kind of expected Lisa to be the one to, like, reanimate him. And she's not. It's this, like, weird random storm.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, like, random happenstance lightning. So it's, like, a lot of people are comparing this movie to, like, an Edward Scissorhands. I kind of saw it as more of a Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
It's this weird, creepy cemetery.
Well, before the storm, she does, like, mention, like, that she, like, her sister and her were talking about how she likes to go to the cemetery a lot, and that this particular tombstone, or obviously guy, is her favorite for whatever reason.
And she does kind of proposition him. Like, oh, I wish I could be like you. I wish I could join you. Yeah. But she meant, like, being dead, not, like, in a relationship. Well, he gets, lightning wakes him up.
So, yeah, lightning just happens
Friday the 13th, part 6 style.
Yeah, strike his grave, and then he comes back to life.
Which, sort of. I have to give credit to Cole Sprouse. He gets, like, almost no dialogue in this entire movie.
Yeah,
but
not that much.
He sells the performance just with body language, and I kind of love how the longer the two of them go on with, like, spoiler alert, murdering people to get him various body parts. Yes, including that one I mentioned already. And then using a tanning bed to, like, reanimate it into him or something.
Yeah, like, to reactivate almost like the thunder or the light, or I guess the lightning. He was tanning bed.
He was using it like a health bonus bar thing in a video game, or like wouldn't it be amazing if my hand's broken? Let me step into this tanning bed. Let me step into this tanning bed and just like hit refresh and it's fixed now.
Yeah. Basically.
Doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but again,
it's entertaining.
This movie, it's not really this movie's not set in the real world. Well, according to Diablo Cody, it's set in the same universe as Jennifer's Body, which makes a lot of sense. But I loved the kind of surreal nature of it. I loved, the production design is amazing. Everything from, like, the color of her house. You said you wanted to live in that house because it was, like, purplish pink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To just even like this,
It was pretty.
Even like a dream sequence that is like inspired by 1920s German expressionist movies. This movie has such a visual style, and it's just, with all these like giant budget movies and like Marvel movies that use such boring looking color grading, it was just nice to see some color.
Yeah.
And some like vibrant stuff, that I feel like you don't really see that often. And I feel like a lower budget genre movie like this is the only place you could see it, because a studio, like, no studio is going to throw $200 million in a movie like this.
No.
But
no.
That's why I love horror, is there's more risk taking. So, long story short, Lisa and her new undead boyfriend go on this murder spree. Like with anything else, stuff catches up to you. And it has kind of...
Yeah, like they sort of get away with it at first, and then...
For a while, but then they start killing too many. It's like, you were satisfied when she killed the stepmom, and then, like, there was that creepy guy that, tried to, like, force himself on her, and you were like, oh, well, he was being a creep, and he was kind of, like, rapey, so alright, you kill him. But then it's oh, the boy she likes, who, plot twist, is actually hooking up with her stepsister. Like, yeah, she liked him, and maybe he shouldn't be hooking up with her stepsister, but I don't know, he didn't deserve that.
Like,
very few people deserve that. He got the Theon Greyjoy treatment, which, for those of you who are Game of Thrones fans, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
He got the Lorena Bobbitt, or what was his name? The Mr. Bobbitt treatment, for those of you who were around in the early 90s and remember that. So,
the Mr. Bobbitt.
I'm drawing a blank on his first name. So, it definitely spirals out of control and has... The only thing I wasn't crazy about, and I'll go on record saying this, I loved how heartfelt it was. I loved how it is a coming-of-age story for Lisa, where it's kind of about her not conforming to the norms of society, but learning how to open up and be...
Like,
and
being
just
different, but like...
Like, owning it and being comfortable with it.
And being comfortable with it, and actually, like, it made her hotter.
I mean, like, when she goes, like, full goth with those, those, like, black dresses, yeah, I mean, she had style. She was...
Yeah, she looked good.
She was looking good.
I was like, okay, I would wear that.
So...
That's cute.
I feel like the ending almost risks throwing that all away.
Yeah.
When it's like, well, he's dead, so Lisa has to die. And it's almost... I don't know if you can say this on YouTube. She kind of... Would you say her death was self-inflicted? In that, like...
Yeah,
going into the tanning bed and setting it on fire.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But
it was either that or go to jail.
And, like, ultimately, he resurrects her. And, like, it has a happy ending.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the horror... bizarro twist on Romeo and Juliet, where, like, the star-crossed lovers both have to die.
But I feel like, and you were saying this too, that kind of sends the wrong message.
Especially because
girls,
Jennifer's Body was rated R. No one was pretending that movie was meant for kids or, like, preteens. This Lisa Frankenstein's PG-13. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and have the debate of, only good horror movies are rated R. No, you can have good PG-13. The rating should be based on what the needs of the movie are.
Yeah. And
this movie does have a very, like, John Hughes 80s-esque vibe to it, where, it is this coming-of-age story. It is about this teenager kind of learning to be herself and open up and be proud of who she is. So I worry that given if it's PG-13 and if we're aiming it at, younger teens,
Yeah.
is that perhaps sending the wrong message?
Yeah.
I know that shouldn't make a difference because let art be art, and that's why I'm torn about it. And I feel like, if we were if this movie had come out 6 years ago before I was a parent, I might feel differently about it, but,
Right. Being a teenager is already such a sensitive time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even though that clearly was not the intention.
No, not at all. I'm not saying at all that is what Diablo Cody or Zelda Williams was trying to promote.
It clearly is not the intention, but I could see how a teenage girl who's already kind of depressed or whatever, seeing that and being like, oh, well, she did it.
Like, what a beautiful ending that was, and
for her,
she had
why
to die
have that same
for that,
ending?
and then she was with her dead boyfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, to be fair, high school classrooms read Romeo and Juliet, and that kind of ends that way.
True.
Which, again, the teenage interpretation is, oh, it's so romantic, they were so in love. When you get older, you're like, these were dumbass kids that didn't know what they were doing, and if they'd have just waited a few minutes, they both could have lived. So, I say that as like a big asterisk, that I love this movie. My only issue with it is that. And again, it's not even an issue with the movie itself. I think it's just an issue with how people will take it.
Yeah,
and
I could potentially take it.
I wrestle in my brain whether or not, where the responsibility lies. I don't know. That's something I have to kind of figure out for myself. I mean, let me know what you guys think about that. If that's something that occurred to you, if you think it doesn't matter. Again, I'm all understanding of the art's got to be art. Don't compromise an ending to placate an audience if this is the ending that the story demands. But overall, just a fun, weird movie. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. Yeah, it's kind of campy. Yeah, it's got weird visuals. Yeah, the stepmom is cartoonishly over the top. But none of those things are negatives because that's exactly what the movie's objective was.
Right. It was really good. It was entertaining. It had just enough, like I said earlier, just enough romance, just enough comedy, just enough horror, without it being super over the top gruesome either. It was just perfect of everything. If
you're looking for a fun romantic horror movie, if your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, if one of you is into horror and one of you is like, I want something romantic for Valentine's Day, go see Lisa Frankenstein. Definitely check it out.
Both.
It's both. It's everything. Now that I know that they're in the same universe, does this mean there might be some sort of crossover at one point? Maybe Amanda Seyfried's character, Needy from Jennifer's Body, encounters Lisa Frankenstein, who's now also undead, which would explain why she looks the same now as she would have in 1989, because she's dead and wouldn't have aged. Does this mean at the end of Lisa Frankenstein, Nick Fury comes out and says, I'm here to talk to you about the Through the Trees initiative? People who saw Jennifer's Body know what I mean. No, that didn't happen, and it would have been cool if it did. But it's endless possibilities, and again, I cannot drive this point home enough. There's too many movies out there that waste tens of hundreds of millions of dollars on bad CGI and scripts that aren't even done yet. And you have a movie like Lisa Frankenstein that is actually creative and fun and unique and different, and it didn't do well in its opening weekend. I'm hoping that Valentine's Day and the weekend that follows kind of boosts its numbers a little bit. So definitely go see it. Let me know if you did see it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Do you think it was...
it's going to be a cult classic.
I guarantee you in 10 years, just like with Jennifer's Body, people are going to be talking about, oh, we misunderstood this movie. It wasn't appreciated when it came out, but, we love it now.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you thought.
Ooh.
That too. Like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. If you don't, you may end up...
your ding-a-ling chopped off.
That's the harshest threat we've ever given to people not like, sharing, or subscribing. But okay. See, we made her laugh so much there's a coughing fit now. And as always, every day...
It's Halloween!
Did you really threaten to cut off there?